Hey, real quick, this is part 2 of a series where I review everything I watched while movie theaters are closed, so maybe you should check out my review of Extraction in part 1, link in the description. I decided to watch Guns Akimbo. Yay. But you probably know it as where this meme is from. And you know what? I think that was done deliberately. Guns Akimbo has a transparent desperation to appeal to a young people gamer crowd, people in the movie are even watching the action scenes on a Twitch stream. A Zoomer action comedy rife with meme potential might sound like fun, but instead we got Scott Pilgrim for dickheads. The social media and gaming angles are annoying enough, complemented by jokes that are truly awful with disturbing consistency and gags too immature for Lollipop Chainsaw, but the biggest reason Guns Akimbo fails in accomplishing its goal is how actively it seems to look down on its audience. Daniel Radcliffe is presented as though he's meant to be somewhat relatable, yet is constantly a subject of ridicule. Every internet-themed character is a subject of ridicule. It makes every part of the movie that's going for meme potential seem more like pandering out of disrespect. And as you can imagine, that gets obnoxious real fucking quick. I already mentioned Scott Pilgrim, but Guns Akimbo adopts the worst aspects of Nerve, Crank, Death Race, and even Wanted, too. All of those movies have some sense of consistency, but Guns Akimbo throws all these borrowed elements together without caring how they interact with each other. The storytelling is not the primary concern of the director. For instance, the acting is fucking terrible. Performances in Guns Akimbo were so bad, so overacted, a director would have to deliberately provoke them out of the actors. Samara Weaving isn't too bad until the director makes her talk. I don't blame her, but Daniel Radcliffe and every single villain are so bad you'd think they were using rehearsal takes. Making every supporting role played like an exasperated caricature fits back around to the gamer culture pandering. They want the iFunny crowd to watch it and say, wow, wasn't that villain guy so goofy? Remember when he said the thing? I'm gonna share it as a GIF. God, I wish somebody loved me. I'm generally not a stickler for continuity, but there are some errors in this that would only be possible if you deliberately tried to make them. Radcliffe's character has asthma that only afflicts him when the plot needs it, despite him easily running around in several other scenes, and that's bad enough. But as I said, the movie constantly cuts to people watching the live stream, and most people are in places you'd logically watch something like that. But then there's some dudes watching him in a locker room, and every time it cuts to them, they're just still there, even though the movie takes place over like a day. And then there's a homeless guy watching, and even though the events of the live stream are taking place at night, it's clearly daytime whenever it cuts to him. How much of a shit left not to give is there? Most of the story is sidelined by voiceover expositing everything really quickly. Because the story is nothing besides a collage of afterthoughts connecting action sequences and jokes siphoned out of a septic tank, the developments that would have some kind of setup or payoff in a real movie are just kinda waved off. And despite being pretty important to the story, they never elaborate on these things. But what really gets me the most is Guns Akimbo's lazy, bad attempt at neon core, because that's displaying pretensions of having style. You know, as good of a movie the Neon Demon was, we really gotta stop letting filmmakers just assume they can replicate its appeal by buying a fluorescent gel variety pack. It's trying to trick you into thinking it's stylized. The people who made this are frauds. I giggled once or twice, but stay away from Guns Akimbo. I don't like supporting stuff that treats its audience with bleeding contempt, and everything else about it is embarrassing. This movie can eat shit. 2 out of 10.